celebrating Peter Burkes' 40th anniversary in Irish show business, sponsored by Johnny's Restaurant, Watergrass Hill, County Cork, Ireland.
Frank O'Driscoll here. I know Peter a long time in the business, so it's a pleasure to be here tonight on his celebration of the 40 years.
I've known Peter since about 2005, that way, and he's always been a brilliant musician, singer, songwriter, but always so down to earth. He chats to everyone, and he's always a hugely popular musician band in any place and will always draw a crowd.
Joining me now here on Hot Country is the organiser of this sold out event here tonight. That's the 40 years in the business, and John is going to tell us all about it. John, tell me, where did you get the idea from, first of all?
Well, you know, there's quite a lot of people involved in the music scene, and I've been involved in it myself for 58 years. But one of the most important people that I have come across is the man that we're celebrating his 40th anniversary tonight, and that's Peter Burke. Peter Burke has been involved in the latter stages of the show band era. He's involved in the social dancing, he's involved in weddings, he's involved in the Listone Werner reunions and many more various activities as well. And of course his experience in the business is very few can match it. And of course he's one of the few artists that has produced a completely original album, 14 country hits, and all his songs have been recorded with various different artists, both not alone in Ireland but across the water as well. And he's a huge star, a gentleman to deal with, and busy every week, about 5 to 6 nights a week.
Hi Peter, Eddie Lee here. Just wanting to wish you all the best on your 40 years on the road. Great career, top class music, and have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I would love to congratulate Peter on his 40th anniversary. I've known Peter for a long time, since I have a chip friend down in Rathcormac when he was playing with Kenneth Cooney Band.
I would like to congratulate Peter Burke on 40 years in the music business and wish him all the best for many more years to come.
Joining me here now is Peter Burke, celebrating 40 years in the music business. We're here in the Dean Rock, Toker tonight. Tell us, when did it all start for you?
Thanks, Hugh. I suppose it was 1985, obviously, and I joined a band called Lucky Numbers. I auditioned for Lucky Numbers when I was 16, and I was 2 weeks into my 17th birthday, and I got the job, and so I was gone from school, and I haven't done a day's work since.
And you were in many of the band down through the years. Tell us about that.
Yes, indeed, I was, yeah. Well, I was in Lucky Numbers for 3.5 years, and then I co-founded a group called Aaron's Ghost, and we did a lot of touring. I was working out recently. We did 132 gigs in England. We did 139 gigs in America, and that lasted 1.5 years. So we were well burnt out by then. It was a great experience. So I came back then. I joined a band that was once shone out in Ding-a-Ling, and they called themselves Fantasy. And after that, then I just came along into a few other groups as well, like Johnny Carroll and Brendan O'Brien and the Dixies, and many more before I branched out on my own, doing my own solo thing. So
were you with Linda Martin for a while?
I stood in with Linda for a gig or two, yeah, I did indeed. But and a lot of people like Jimmy Buckley. I remember we did the Glen Campbell trip one time, and Jimmy was only talking about it recently. That was back in 1992. So Glen Campbell was over in Ireland, and he was doing a tour, and we were the support group. It was wonderful.
So
great experience.
Where did all the years go? Where did the mighty down through the years?
Unbelievable. And as you drive along the countryside and you see places, some of them are closed, some of them are still going. It just feels like a few weeks ago that it all began. So I'm very grateful, and you have to be very lucky, I suppose, in anything, and you need to be healthy, and I've been blessed like that, and I've had great support at home as well.
Any funny stories down through the years that stick in your mind?
Oh, I've had I suppose not a day goes by there'd be something funny coming along, like, you know, you'll always hear something, but you know, you meet some great characters. If I could only think of something now, but yeah, you'd come across some right good ones, all right, and some are just you just cannot repeat on television.
That's true. Can you remember the first place you played, the first night ever?
I can indeed. It was on the 19th of July 1985 in Aradlen, the Marquee, and the Marquee is actually still going in Aradlen. So it's just you know, I could still smell the fresh cut grass and the smell of the chip wagons, and it was just it was all so new to me, and I just, you know, I there was no turning back then.
And can you remember the first time you heard yourself on radio? That must be a long time ago now too.
I can. I had done a lot of music before I ever really sang, and it was, I suppose, when I did my first album, and that was like Johnny Barrett, the late Johnny Barrett, was a great friend of mine, and I'd written some songs for Johnny, and then I had the confidence to do my own album. And I remember when it was first aired on the radio, and the DJ was telling me that was to be on at whatever time, 7:10, whatever. So I was glued. I was ready, ears listening to the radio, and I just couldn't believe it. And it's not. I suppose nobody likes the sound of their own voice, but if something is working, that's what you do, and you stick with it. And we can all be overcritical, I suppose, at times. And thanks be to God.
You're very busy.
I am very busy, thank God. I'm very lucky, I suppose, as well, Hugh. I'm very, very busy, yeah. And I do a lot of... I'm in part of a wedding band as well with a guy called Patrick Roach in West Clare. But the social dancing scene, it's been going very good. So, thank God. Thank God, it's been very busy.
Dave Moynihan here. On behalf of the Moynihan brothers, we would like to wish Peter Burke all the best on his 40-year anniversary in music.
Best of luck to you on your 40 years. You're fresh enough for now, lad, Peter. Carl will say hello to you.
Pleasure to be here, Peter, on your night. A gentleman in the business, and the best of luck.
Congratulations, Peter, on your music career.
Dee Morrissey here at the fabulous Dean Rock down in Cork. We're here for Peter Burke's 40th anniversary of his being in the music business, and we want to wish Peter a huge congratulations for his huge contribution he has made to country music in Ireland.
I'm Dirty Duty, Hall of Fame Ireland. We're here tonight to honour and induct Peter Burke into the Hall of Fame gallery. What a spectacular musician, and an award richly deserved.
Together, please, for John McSmeeney, ladies and gentlemen, the proprietor of the Dean Rock Ballroom here in Trócaire and the Dean Rock Bear, for putting this venue at my disposal tonight so as we can organise and coordinate this brilliant event in memory and indeed of great support for Peter during the past 40 years, ladies and gentlemen. Peter, it's a privilege to have you here standing alongside me tonight with your beautiful wife Maura, because as I said at the outset tonight, what you brought to music, you brought an originality to music, you brought a professionalism to music, and you brought some great and marvellous entertainment to all the venues and all the patrons who have danced to you up and down across the country as well, and we are all indebted to you. So that's why we're here tonight, to show our support for you on this, the occasion of your 40th anniversary. Also, I want Derry, come on, Derry Doody and Walter to come on stage as well. All these people have been involved in working behind the scenes as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to hand the microphone now over to our Lord Mayor, Councillor Fergal Dennehy, to say a few words.
Denúis Carda, Gail Wheeler Faulta, Gach Dinner, and thank you, John, for the invitation to allow me to be a part of this, to celebrate 40 years of Peter Burke. And can I just celebrate this man first, John Russell. And I was thinking earlier this evening, in 1992 I was passing the road just outside, I was heading home, and John Russell called me into a community meeting. I walked out of there as community secretary, which was probably the starting point of where I am today, becoming involved in my community, and I'm the secretary since for the last 30 odd years, but it's down to this man who really got me into community, because, well, many of you know John for the dancing, for the social dancing and everything else, and back in over the years in the Armanning House, John has been a great community man for decades, back in a time when things in this community here weren't great. John single-handedly put together a huge community festival that changed. It changed our image to the point where we went on and won the Pride of Place Award, a national award that we won here in Trócaire. So I want to commend John Russell for the work that he does and for bringing these people together tonight. I know I've detracted slightly from the reason why we're really here, and it's for Peter Burke, and it's really a lifetime. It's really a lifetime of entertainment. We're providing entertainment for people, for all of the people there here tonight, through Lisdoon Varna, through the UK, through the United States of America, and everywhere else. And I think one of the unique characteristics, I think, is the songs and the stories that they tell. You tell stories that we can relate to and we can identify with, stories about heritage, stories about friendship as well, you know, and we can dance to them and listen to the story. It's far more than a song, Peter, and that's why we're here tonight. And I think testimony to how fondly you are considered in the music community tonight is the amount of people that are here. Art Supple and so many other artists from right across the city and county and further beyond, you know. A bit like we imported John Russell from Waterford. We exported you to Tipperary, but it's great to have you back here. So look, this isn't a retirement of any shape or form tonight. This is just a milestone in your career, 40 years, and I've no doubt you'll have plenty more decades after that. So truly it is an honour for me to be here in your presence and to acknowledge contribution that you've made to society through everything that you've done over the years. And, you know, I suppose people come in here and we pay at the door and we enjoy the dancing, but look, that has to be organised by people like John and musicians like yourself and the other many musicians that are here tonight as well. Without G nights like this wouldn't be possible. So Gurv Mila Mahagut.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the true voice and the true words of our Lord Mayor, Cork's first citizen, ladies and gentlemen. It's marvellous to see him coming along here tonight in a very busy schedule. One of the most busiest people in the city is the Lord Mayor, and to honour us here tonight to come along. But what he's really doing, ladies and gentlemen, is honouring the great work and the 40th anniversary of Peter Burke, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why he's here. Fergal Dennehy, the Lord Mayor. Now I would like to call on John O'Mahony here to make a presentation, because John is a man that has been involved in the music scene, a very shy individual, as you probably know. His beautiful wife is with him tonight, and I'd like to welcome Eileen here as well, who is sitting down in the corner, and indeed I'd ask him now to make this presentation to Peter Burke, please. This presentation is from all the dancers of Cork and surrounding areas, and from Bernie and myself as well. Right, and John O'Mahony is the man that funded that. So thank you very much, John, indeed, and you've been great to Heart Country as well in all the sponsorship you've done for Sandy Kelly and to Hugh O'Brien and to Eilish as well. And long may your sponsorship continue, because we can't keep going without sponsorship, and you're one truly great individual for that. Put your hands together, please, for John O'Mahony, ladies and gentlemen. They say behind every good man is a good woman. And tonight we are proud and privileged to have a lovely lady here. Bernie now is going to make a little presentation of some flowers to you, indeed, in honour you're here tonight, and with Peter as well. There you are. Thank you, Maura, and thank you. And indeed, thanks to the members of your family, and if you want to get photographs of the family and all in afterwards, by all means do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling on a special Hall of Fame award from Derry Doody and Malta, who are here tonight, and I'm going to hand the microphone over now to Derry, and he's going to say a few words in relation to Peter. He's going to keep it short and a most beautiful presentation that he's given Peter. It's a national award, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big one, a national award. It's a Hall of Fame national, but this is the Cork nucleus of it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Hall of Fame Ireland, and we are Hall of Fame Cork as well, just a short introduction to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was founded by my late wife and myself in 2006, but prior to that I had been doing Hall of Fames from the early 1980s. I would have honoured people like Willie John Daly, Eddie O'Brien, Gerald McCarthy, Charlie McCarthy, Father Rock, if you remember him, and Dino Cregan. And look, I've done about 150 Hall of Fame awards from Cork to Belfast and right across to the West Coast and the East Coast. Now, how did I finish up being here tonight? Through John, we had an invitation, Walter and myself, to come along of a Sunday night about a month ago, and Peter was playing. And we sat over there, and we were simply blown away. Now, I don't have, unfortunately, a musical ear, but the man beside me comes from a very, very well-known musical family in Cork. His father and 7 of his uncles were members of the Barrack Street Band back in the 40s and 50s. And I intend to honour that tremendous heritage in the O'Leary family upcoming very shortly. And while I'm on the subject of honouring legends in Cork, we have many, many legends. We don't always go with the legends. We go with the unsung and the unheralded as many times as we go with the legends and the well-known people. And tonight, as sitting back over there with Walter, I was just marvelling at the man on my right here, John Russell, sorry. And I would like to announce tonight that I have talked to John about a show similar to this to honour John, and Fergal, you touched on it. I think he's a very, very worthy candidate for a Hall of Fame. And another, okay, thank you. And another upcoming show we have is the great son of the great Donald Ring Jr. Those dates will be announced very shortly. So now to Peter himself. Peter, what more can I say? You're an ambassador for Cork. You are one of the greatest musicians, as John said. And John said you're one of the greatest musicians ever in Ireland. Peggy made her own comment as well. Where's Peggy? Is she there? Come over here. Peggy, please. Come over to me here. Just 1 second, Peggy. Come over here. I think you have to appreciate the work that this lady puts in. I've seen her on Facebook for years. Just make a quick comment, Peggy.
Facebook started off just quite by accident. And I know there's lots of people, particularly since COVID, have not come back dancing, and they love the music videos, they love seeing people dancing, but they won't come out anymore, so it's mostly for them. I'd say keep watching and we'll keep showing them.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Peter.
Yeah. Congratulations. So look, Shinna will accord we'll make the presentation to Peter, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Now Derry's making the presentation there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, right. Now that's a very worthy presentation, ladies and gentlemen. It's a national presentation, a Hall of Fame award to a gentleman that's for 40 years associated with music. And of course, the 40 years means professionalism at its very best. Now I'm going to ask Peter to reply, just to say a few words.
Thank you very, very much, everybody. First citizen of Cork, Lord Mayor, Councillor Fergal Dennehy, Master of Ceremonies here, John Russell, Bernie, ladies and gentlemen, and my family, of course. It's such an honour to be celebrating 40 years here with you all tonight. I want to thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Ireland in the 1980s was very, very poor. It was a very, very poor time for Irish people, and there was a lot of immigration and there was a lot of unemployment, and I was very lucky that my parents allowed me into music in the 1980s, and it was a bit of a chance, I suppose, to take, but I haven't, as I said, I haven't worked a day in 40 years since I left school, so it's been a great honour. This wouldn't be possible without my lovely family, my wife Maura and my girls, Caitlin and Leona. And we have another daughter, Erin, and Erin is actually over in London. She's singing in the West End on Sunday next, so she's over in rehearsal at the moment. It's her big debut over there, so we'll be very proud of her. So blessed art thou amongst women. I want to thank everybody, all the DJs and the radio stations, the promoters, people like John Russell, the venues, and the TV channels, and to Hugh and Ashley and everybody involved with the local TV stations that promote country music. For all the bands, it's very, very important, and it's very, very beneficial. Peggy Murray has brought the music around the world with her social media, and again, well done indeed to Peggy. It's wonderful, and sometimes it's a thankless job. I don't know what I could say about the Hall of Fame Ireland, Walter and Derry. They left no stone unturned. There was WhatsApps, there was videos, there was phone calls, there was text messages. The commitment to putting this little beautiful presentation together, you wouldn't believe how much work was put into it. And they were so committed and so dedicated, and I really appreciate it. And it's something that I'll treasure forever. Thanks so much indeed. Indeed. Along the way, a lot of people would help you, of course, in the music industry, and they have some great mentors, and a lot of them have passed away. And I want to say a special thanks to Sean Donlan, the late Sean Donlan, the late Johnny Barrett, Jimmy Bohan from a project we did called The Rakes of Mallow, which was a 10-year music project. My brother James was involved in that as well. And also a family down the road who had a local bar where I used to play music, Desi and Helen Fitzgerald. They were very, very supportive all the time. So they've all gone to their eternal rewards, and I want to remember them tonight. I don't know what you could say about all the wonderful entertainers. I mean, the legend in showbiz, Art Supple. I mean, the man. I think Louis Walsh actually called to his house tonight, and there was a sign saying, "Sorry, I can't join a boy band. I'm out in the Dean Rock." So, Dave Moynihan. I know Dave Moynihan the longest. I remember in my first band, meeting Dave Moynihan and his father's family band, the Dave Moynihan Big Band, on the boat over and back to London, and I don't think we spoke that time at all, but we used to be noticing that this is a band, you know. To all the entertainers, Eddie Lee, wonderful Eddie Lee, to Noreen Ash, Dermot and Jack Lyons, probably the youngest entertainer in the music scene at the moment, doing fantastic. Absolutely. My great friend Patrick O'Sullivan. What can I say about Patrick? Glortira winner and a class act, and one of the best that you'll ever come across. I have some very close friends in Teddy and Cathal Barry. They're people that we speak regularly on the phone, and we always have a laugh and a crack, and they're absolutely wonderful, and they're a hugely popular duo on the circuit. Thank you. Johnny C is a great musician, a great man who goes out there, and he's always there to lend a helping hand with everybody. And I know Johnny a long time, and nothing is a problem. He's always there to help out and play whatever needs to be done. Johnny is always there, and I thank Johnny C. Dee Morrissey, from a great country music family, of course, the Morrisseys, and Dee Morrissey has a great future ahead of her. She's absolutely wonderful tonight. Beautiful singing voice. I also want to thank another bunch of friends of mine and a fantastic group, one of the best family groups around us, the Finbar Dennehy Family Band, ladies and gentlemen. Just before I went out on my own as a one-man band, I was about to start a band with a guy called Pat Barrett. His dad would have been Johnny Barrett, and sadly Pat died 4 months before we got married. So that was around that time then I decided to sing Chance My Arm and do the one-man show, and that's the way things go. So remembering Pat tonight. And thank Dan O'Riordan for doing a great job on the sound tonight. Absolutely wonderful. Now, I was in Ballyduff a few weeks ago, and there was a man down in Ballyduff, and he says to me, he says, there's a great event happening soon, he said, in Cork, in the Dean Rock. He said, John Russell is a mighty man, isn't he? He says. Oh, sorry, he said it in the West Waterford accent. He's a mighty man. He's a mighty man. That John Russell is a mighty man. So I said, he is, yeah. And do you know who else is a mighty man? Art Supple. You should have a chat with John Russell. It's on the 14th of August. He says, you might get on it, he says to me. And that actually happened about 3 weeks ago, John. So, yeah, that's what happened. Most importantly, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the patrons, all the ones who have passed on, the ones who are not here tonight, and all of you wonderful people who are here tonight, who've been great friends. I hate the word fans because that's for Garth Brooks or somebody, but you've been wonderful friends and great supporters. For your ongoing support, you've been wonderful, and you've been paying the bills, you've been putting bread on the table for my family and myself. So these beautiful tributes they're not really mine, they're actually a part of each and every one of you. It's just that I'm the holder of them, but they belong to everybody, and I'd like to thank everybody for that. I think you created it, and it belongs to you, but it's something that I'm going to hold on to. And thank you very much indeed. So Thanks a million. Corky Gaboo, agus Fecky Migaloo, agus Mil Mahagat Carde. Thank you very, very much, everybody. And thanks indeed once again to John Russell for hosting a wonderful night and for the great honour of having Cork's first citizen here as well. Thank you indeed. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Peter. We're in debt to you, Peter.
On behalf of Finbar, Dinnehy, family band, I would just like to take this opportunity to wish Peter Burke happy 40 years on the road, and we hope to see him a lot more along the way and continued success to you, Peter.
Hi Peter, Johnny C here. Wish you the best of luck for tonight. It's going to be a fabulous night. Many years ago we played together in the Linda Martin Band and the Nashville Live Band, and you'll be going for another 40 years. Best of luck, Peter.
Celebrating Peter Burke's 40th anniversary in Irish show business, sponsored by Johnny's Restaurant, Watergrass Hill, County Cork, Ireland.